Okay, we're live. Nice. There we go. So we're good to go. Howdy, howdy. We're currently down here at Robson Square. We're over at the provincial courthouse right now. Just looking at the waterfall features. Just gotta turn on my microphone. Nice to see you too, Dutch Cowan. Here I am here. Just so you know it's me. And let's get going. Okay, so the goal here today is I just finished a course here at Robson Square where there's the UBC office. So I was just going to do some walking around downtown and then start walking home because I am a bit tired, but we'll walk in that way. Night shift has started. That always puts a chuckle on my face. Thanks, Dutch Kevin. So there's this really nice waterfall feature here, and you can see it continues to go down. So let's just take a look at that first, over here at the provincial courthouses in Robson Square. So I'll walk down to the next part of the feature. And over here at Robson Square, there's a lot of people that have been chilling out. This is a very busy place after work and also during lunch. So a lot of people will come down here and grab lunch from the food trucks and such. You can see this water feature is just amazing. It's got multiple layers to it. So cool. So we'll walk down. And we'll walk into the heart of Robson Square now. There's some break dancers down in the arena. That's also where the entrance is to UBC. But they're playing some copyright music, so I'm going to stay out of that area just in case. Just so we don't get a copyright strike. But we can look at the continuation of this feature. Because here it is again. Like there's multiple layers of waterfalls. So definitely a place to come and chill. You can see a few of the break dancers all the way down there doing their thing. Very cool. And there is a good breakdancing culture here in Vancouver, so if you get a chance to see them or hang out with them, it's definitely something to do. They definitely got some serious moves. Of course, because we are at Robson Square, there's the UBC sign right there. And you can see that the monument is now gone for the Every Child Matters protest that was going on here. It used to be right here. It's gone now. It's been dismantled. And they've taken what they can over to a burning festival, but not all of it came to a burning festival. Here's Bunty Your Eyes, local busker. No problem, man. Thank you for making the day better. So we'll do a few stereotypical things first. We'll walk down Robson Street here. And then we'll loop back. And I'll take the walk home. Okay, I'm not going to walk all the way home for you, but I'll walk on over to, the plan is to walk on over to the west side. Okay? This is the intersection of Hornby and Robson. Oh, nice to see you too, BWin92. Thanks for coming along. Oh, Dutch Kevin wants to bring carrots. Well, I'm sure Bunty Rise would be very excited about that. Usually wearing like a bunny mask, but he does change it up. Or they does change it up, so it's good to know. It looks like they fixed some of the speakers here too with the walk signs, so they're very much more prevalent now and a lot louder, which is going to be really helpful. Also, feel free to talk amongst yourselves too. And then if you have any questions for me, you can ask. But if they're too personal, then I'll just let you know, hey, that's too personal. So we're walking along Robson Street here, and we'll head just briefly into the upper side of the West End and just go through the retail strip so you can see it. But we're not going to head all the way down to Demon Street today. So that's what's up. I did want to reserve tomorrow for filming some videos because it's usually a little bit crazier on Fridays, or more crowded, so I can get some good videos in for you folks. So I thought I'd live stream today because Thursday is a fairly busy day, especially when there's people who work on the weekend that may be taking like Friday off so that they can work Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, the weather is pretty good right now. They say it's 19 degrees, but I'm hankering it's probably like 21 out. So we're walking past here. Here goes the number 5 bus. And this is the retail strip along Robson Street. If you watched my videos before, you've seen this, but hey, let's check out what people are doing today, because sometimes it's not always the same thing. It's also an opportunity to watch some people, do a little people watching, and check out what they're wearing, if they're wearing shorts and t-shirts, or if they're wearing coats, and all that other stuff. And see all the different people that are here in Vancouver, because Vancouver is a very diverse population. And Caucasian people actually aren't always in the majority over here, like you would find in other places across Canada. And in fact, a few of the books that I've looked at claim that there isn't really a majority over here. It's of different ethnicities and people from racial backgrounds. So it's kind of cool. It's an interesting mix. Dutch Kevin says start a fashion blog. Oh, I could. B-Win92 saying, nice to walk around when it's 20 degrees outside. Oh, it's 30 degrees over, and I'm guessing you're in Toronto, or maybe Montreal right now, eh? B-Win. Because I heard from some of the walktubers over in Toronto right now, it's fairly warm. And then I caught it on the news, of course, if it's warm in Toronto, generally it's just a few degrees colder in Montreal. So if you get a heat wave in one area, you tend to get a heat wave in the other area, in the other province. Well, 30 plus is better than minus 50 with deep snow. Or minus 32 with deep snow. So, plus there, but I'm sure it's pretty hot. And Dutch Kevin over in Holland, of course. It's 10 degrees. Very, very nice. That's nice clothing weather. This would be the intersection of Thurlow and Robson. Oh, it's 1:43 a.m. over there. Well, thanks for coming in and joining. It's appreciated. Yeah, we're just going to wait for the lights. Lights are about 30 seconds a piece over here. That's about 30 seconds. We'll walk down to Butte and then we'll do a roundabout. V-Win92 saying, yeah, I'm not spending the winter months in Saskatchewan. Yeah, Saskatchewan can get really cold. Sometimes it can get colder. Saskatchewan and Winnipeg, or Manitoba, can get colder than even, yeah, winter pig. Can get colder than even the Yukon, or, you know, none of it and stuff like that. None of it would be in the far north. So the Yukon and the Northwest Territories. So definitely get it. That's one of the things that we've been enjoying, Bay and me over here, is that the weather over here in Vancouver is a little more stable. It heats up a lot slower though. Bay's not too happy about that. He's like, it's still cold here. Why can't it be warm like Toronto? I'm just like, hey, you chose to come here with me. Bay is still happy. But if Bay isn't complaining, then I'm going to start wondering what's going on, because culturally, Bay complains. It's just what Bay does. So you can see there's a good crowd of people out here. There is tourists in the area as well. Cruise ships have been coming in and out. I heard the Princess is back from some people who were talking about it at my course. So, Dutch Kevin says it rarely gets to -5 there. Well, that's a bonus for that country for sure. So if you're ever thinking of living in Europe, you know, Holland's definitely a country to think about. Rarely gets below 0. That's something I'd be interested in. So here's Butte. The strip does continue another block or two, but I am a little tired, so I'm just gonna do a roundabout here and then start walking on the way home. Of course, I'm gonna do the live stream for that, so not leaving, just doing a walk home. We'll walk through the east side over to the west side. Okay? But it's always good if you're downtown to start downtown. It's one of our local BC liquor stores over here. So it's definitely one of the bigger ones. So it has a good selection if you're looking for beers or a particular type of wine and you can't find it at some of the smaller liquor stores. That would definitely be one of the bigger liquor stores to look at. Take into consideration. I haven't walked down this street in a while, so let's do it. This is Alberni. Like forward Alberni. And this would be the high-end retail strip here. You can still find some regular regular stores, but there's also like high-end stores that are in here as well. I'll point those out to you as we go along. So BWin92 saying, in BC, can you buy beer at the corner stores like you can in Quebec? No, you can't buy beer at the corner stores like you can in Quebec, but there are private liquor stores and there are public liquor stores. So there's more liquor stores if you keep your eye out than just the provincial liquor stores, which does provide you a lot more options. So you still get a lot of options like you would in Quebec, which is really good, because then sometimes those stores will undercut the private stores will undercut the public stores, especially if you say, hey, I can find this price over here, it's lower, can you lower it? And then they'll lower it for you sometimes. That happened to me twice. A couple other times it didn't work, but you gotta try it. So over here on this retail strip, we got the Rolex store right over here. And then we got Chapard. This is high-end jewelry. That's Kevin saying Quebec is the place for poutine. Yeah, well that's where some people say poutine originated from, was in Quebec. But you can get it all over the place. Less so in British Columbia, believe it or not. Hey, John Bieber, nice to see you too. And of course in Alberni over here, we got the Prada store. And across the street, that would be the Burberry store right there. Yeah, Montreal's got really good poutine, I agree. Yeah, Toronto, with its proximity to Montreal, yeah, they've learned to master it too. Over here in British Columbia, they do a pretty good job, but not necessarily as good as those Quebecers. They got that down to an art, that poutine. Anyways, this is Thurlow in Alberni. Yeah, it's a lot like if you went to the high-end halls over, you know, in Yorkdale, or if you went to them over in Yorkville. So Yorkdale Mall or Yorkville. Yeah, it's a lot like this. This street's a lot like that. A lot of high-end stores of Prada and stuff like that. Well, definitely, if you're looking at the Canadian experience, skipping Toronto and Quebec, would you be missing a part of it? Definitely gotta come to the West Coast too, though. West Coast is completely different. As base as different country altogether. So that's cool. We're walking past a few different high-end watch stores. You can see a few other things over here. You might not be familiar with all of these brands, like IWC, Schwaften, Van Cleefs and Arpels. Okay, but they're in here. Yeah, you definitely gotta go check out the Maritimes too. If you can get out to Newfoundland and Labrador, it's definitely a good gander. Yeah, and trying that lobster. Yeah. You can also try out lobster at the Lobster Shack on Granville Island on the west coast, but try an East Coast lobster. If you can get it directly from a fisherman and made in a microwave right off of the boat, oh, so good. They mix it with butter. That pops.
Super nice guy. He's become really strong already.
Here's your Brook Brothers. You'll see that on the path in Toronto, around the financial district. Really, really nice suits. They do tailoring inside too. Yeah, Labrador's a little further north though, so you gotta think about if you can handle the cold climate, you gotta bring a nice coat up there, just in case it does get cold, because it'll occasionally snow like in Calgary in the middle of the summertime. Well, I guess you're gonna have to go get some food, BWin92. Actually, I'm making myself hungry too, so I think I gotta stop talking about that. But you raise a good point. Brooks Brothers, yeah, it's good quality. You know, like if you're paying for these high ends like Louis Vuitton over here, usually they do last a bit, and you can get them repaired too. So, and there's Tiffany and Co. right there. This will be the end of Alberni, and we're walking along Burrard Street right now. So yeah, it's definitely worth it. I agree with you on that. Well, if you can't afford it, there's other good options over on Robson Street. Just because not everyone can afford that. You know, I prefer, you know, like it's nice to have a few high-end items. But it's also good just to have like a good collection of nice clothes too. So I go to Zara myself, but you know, there's other stores that do good clothes as well, like Bay likes H&M over here, which is a bit more economy brand, but yeah, it gives them some nice basics, like just solid colors and stuff like that. So this would be the intersection of Burrard and West Georgia, and we'll walk down West Georgia. Dutch Kevin says some Canadian brands are available here. Yeah, Canadian Goose, that's a really good, some people would call that high-end coat store, but not everyone would call that a high-end coat store. So, like, it's depends on your class and your bracket and stuff like that. So we'll just wait here We're gonna walk past the Fairmont Hotel Vancouver. I had lunch in there today. I'm gonna see if I can pop through without getting caught. There's a few different entrances here. So see if we can sneak through here. Yeah, like Marshalls in Winners usually collects like different clothing from brands that they couldn't sell that stuff. So if you keep your eye out, you can get a good deal even on a high-end brand there. So this would be the Fairmont. You can see the real. Okay. There's different stores in here like Gucci and Dior, so it's open to the public. Just gonna get out of here. Hey, at least you get a look in there. And the restaurant was called Notch. It's a really good restaurant. We had food when we had it in one of the conference halls today, but the food is impeccable. Like we had some flank steak and some really nice potatoes and some good dessert and like green beans and a whole bunch of other fixins and like a pepper soup that was just off this world with like these cheese flakes and onion flakes you could put on top of it. Oh, I was spoiled today. So BWin92 saying a few years ago Canada Goose was a big trend here. Now I don't see many of those coats here. Yeah, like moose knuckles is starting to take over the market. You're right about that. But fashions come and fashions go, as well as brands. This is Hornby in West Georgia. And we'll cross Hornby Street. And now we're on our epic journey back to the west side of Vancouver. So we'll cut through the downtown, then over to the east side, and we'll see where we go from there.
Either way, it happens.
Yeah. We had a former friend that we lost touch with. Here's the Vancouver Art Gallery. You'll always find people chilling over here, including skateboarders. Skateboarders are pretty good at their tricks if they're over here. It's always worth stopping here. But yeah, we had a friend that we've lost connection with, but he bought a Tesla, and it was all about Tesla, but not about Elon Musk, which we found a little ironic. Such is life. So here's the intersection of Howe Street and West Georgia. Canada's Justin Trudeau likes Canadian goose. Hey, BWin92. Well, I guess his opinions are a little dated, according to you. I've been watching the politics. It's very interesting. I will say this, like, both Justin Trudeau and Pierre Poilievre make it interesting to watch politics right now. And you guys can have your opinions on that, that's fine. So we'll continue walking here. We're approaching Granville Street. We're not going to take the subway over here. But if you did want to take the subway from here, which is called the SkyTrain, you can take it from Vancouver City Centre Station here. That would be the Canada line. Canada's a great skater culture. No wonder it gave us Avril Lavigne. Yeah, she's starting to record albums again too, so looking forward to some new work from her. Dutch Kevin loves to watch politics. Yeah, it's good. I watch it for about like an hour or two a day, just to catch up on the drama. I'm more interested in just watching the drama instead of getting involved in it. Here's Granville Street. Oh, you're watching the House of Commons. Yeah, I like watching the House of Commons on CPAC. Usually they have a recording of it every day, so you can go back and watch question period. So much fun just watching them taking jabs at each other. So much drama. And of course there's a whole bunch of reaction channels available online for that, but also for other things like Coke Studios. There are so many people online doing online reviews of Coke Studios music right now. Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what they say, Dutch Kevin. You're honorable leader. And then the fun all starts. Somebody asks a question, somebody rebuts. It's fun. Well, yeah, all systems are different. So it'll be interesting to see how events unfold over here and how they unfold in duality over in other areas too right now. Well, we're on Granville Street right now. We'll do a little bit of a stroll down Granville Street for a little bit. So long as the sun doesn't get too bright on the camera. Looks like we're okay. We're not pointing directly into the sun, so we're good to go. Here. Yeah, if you have any questions about Vancouver and stuff like that, feel free to ask. Hey, how's it going? Give money to this guy. He's trying to travel.
Yeah, I'm just out fundraising for training tournaments across Canada, y'all. How y'all doing, man? Beautiful sunny day in Vancouver. Shout out to this guy right here.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Talk to you later. He's usually at the corner. He's about 20,000 short of his goal. He's going for $50,000. He's got about 32,000 right now. So this is one of the ways he fundraises so that he can actually travel for his boxing career. This is the intersection of Granville and Robson Street. And we'll continue down Granville. Granville is one of the busiest streets in the area. And like I've said many times before, this is the entertainment district right here. So you usually see a lot of younger people around here. Okay, because it's got the bars and the live music. Okay. And all that type of stuff. And the stores too, that people really enjoy shopping at. Just talking over the Drake music that's playing in the background. Even over here in Vancouver, even though Drake isn't that popular, you'll still have fans blaring it because, you know, Drake represents Canada to them. Fair enough. You would be checking out the streets every day, eh, Dutch Kevin? Yeah? Huh. There's interesting stuff over here all the time. All the time. We'll walk quickly through this section. Just because the people we just passed by, they don't have any choice but to live on the streets, so it's unfortunate, but at least they're holding their own, just trying to get by like everyone else. Walking past the Orpheum Theater right now. And we're over at Smythe Street. And let's go down Smythe Street. Smythe Street's one of those feeder streets that feeds onto the main streets. A lot of people will take it as a shortcut during the busy times, but ironically they'll find that if they take it as a shortcut, everyone else is thinking of taking it as a shortcut too. And then they'll get stuck in their car behind traffic. So, something to think about. And the Vancouver Symphony is over here. That's what the VSO is. And it's actually attached to the Orpheum Theater. You can see the Orpheum logo right here. So we'll keep walking. So this is Smythe Street here, and we'll cross Smythe and we'll continue on Or we'll cross Seymour. We're crossing Seymour. We'll continue on Smythe. Yeah, John Mayer is a really accomplished guitarist. Really appreciate his music. He did come through Vancouver recently a couple months ago. And it was pretty much a sold out concert. So Bay and me couldn't get tickets at the time. We had other commitments that we had to. But we were happy at least that he was in the neighborhood because we do enjoy his music. They learned about John Mayer, of course, from a CD I bought from the Toronto Public Library book sale. Yeah, there's cycling paths all over the place here in Vancouver. It's actually very well planned out, Dutch Kevin. So you'll see them. They're not always on the greatest places though. Sometimes they could be on less busy streets, but there's a good balance between those bike lanes even with the cars. And there's usually a little bit of a barrier, so it's good to know. This would be the intersection of Richard Street and... Well, there goes a cop car right there. Oh, he's stuck behind a guy there. Look at that. He's so pissed. Obviously something's going on. But that's life in the big city. I'll keep walking here. Here's one of the Kafka cafes here, very popular. And look open today, proudly they take the day off. And this overhang is part of Rainbow Park. There's a net that you can sit on there. And you can look down and all that stuff from an elevated position, so it's very cool. Definitely worth coming and walking the race paths at Rainbow Park here in Vancouver. I'll continue down Smythe here, passing the social corner. This will be busier tonight and definitely tomorrow, but you can hear the conversation right now. So there is people here still. Look, there's even people waiting to go in. This is good to see. They're getting business. So across the street here, this would be Homer Street we're crossing. And we'll continue on Smythe. Showing Smythe Street some love today. It is that time of day right now because it's 5:08 p.m. over here on the Pacific West Coast. Yeah, here comes another cop car. Something must be going on. I'll let you guys look at the news and see what's going on, see if anything has popped up on Vancouver City News. They're usually the first to pick up on it. CBC BC is usually the last. CTV News is actually pretty quick as well. And the Vancouver Sun, but the Vancouver Sun's slower than CTV News and City News Vancouver. So if you're interested in letting us know what's going on, you can check out that. So we're crossing Mainland Street. This would be Hamilton Street on this side. And this would be Mainland Street on that side. So it changes. And that would take you right into Yaletown. And we're not going to go to Yaletown right now. But if you do want to check out Yaletown, I recently posted a video on Yaletown. It was one of my unnarrated ones, so I posted it, I believe, in the morning over here on Pacific time. So you can check that out if you're interested. I got to walk around Yaletown on an early Friday evening. Caught a little bit of the crowd. Of course, it gets much, much busier later at night. But I had to take Bay out for dinner, so I couldn't stick around. We had to go do our own thing. So we're at the intersection of Smythe and Canby. Okay. A live stream dinner. We could do that. Dutch Kevin's school is just up the street here that he was interested in. And you can see you're in Yaletown because of the banners that are above. They're light blue this time around, but they say Yaletown. And bloomin' in Yaletown is what they say. It's like we can cross, so let's cross. Live streaming dinner would be something we do on the Jerome and Asta channel. And just gotta get Bay's energy levels up, so he is willing to do a live stream. Yeah, pizza over here is pretty good. So we'll continue walking here along Smythe Street. This would be the intersection of Smythe and Beatty Street. Oh, you only got 3 more months. Well, good on you. You're being fairly patient. If you did want to go to Stadium Chinatown Station, you'd walk up that way. I'd take you to Stadium Chinatown Station along Beatty Street, because Beatty will take you right there. Keep strolling along here. There has been an uptick in people walking around with cameras in Vancouver. Sometimes you might assume that they're oh my gosh, there's another cop car coming. Oh, this will totally be on the news eventually. Wow, that's 3 cop cars in a row. Wow. Just wow. Nice seeing you, 420 Joker. Nice to hear you coming in from Morocco. Very, very cool. Had a few people in from Morocco in the past, so thought it was good to have a few more. This would be the intersection of Expo Boulevard and Smythe Street. And Smythe actually technically turns into Canby over here. Okay? Dutch Kevin says that shout out from Dan Bird and Joanna Wagstaff was so cool. Well, cool. Very cool. And we'll cross. We'll take a gander down here. This is over in the Expo Boulevard neighborhood. Which is around the stadium. Haven't really explored this area as often, so definitely check it out. There's a lot of residential condominiums over here, and you can lease them if you come to this area and find a good deal. And there's like shopping malls in all of these buildings. There's the giant bears, just like you'd find the bulls on Wall Street in New York City. We got some giant bears. Well, 420 Joker, thanks for saying thanks. It's appreciated. Glad to know that you're enjoying the videos and you can get a chance to see some of Vancouver. Hoping eventually to get over to Morocco at some point in time, but nothing's planned or in the books right now. Just future travel dreams with travel dreams. Let's leave it at that. Dutch Kevin, yeah, I like ice hockey, but I'm not like a super fan. Usually I'll just watch the Olympics and maybe some of the playoffs. I kind of stopped watching when the Leafs fell out off of the season though, because of course my hometown is Toronto, so I'm a little biased in that direction. So this part is technically Smythe Street. I can't remember what this street's name is, but it's probably part of Expo. Oh, Dutch Kevin, thanks for the $2. It's appreciated. And thank you for 20 Joker for the welcome. It's appreciated as well. I'll look forward to whatever hands up doing a fist bump emoji is. Because I only get the description when I'm running the live stream, but I get to see the picture afterwards, which is always a little fun because you get to see something extra. Yeah, in Europe it is football and then it's soccer over here in Canada. I don't know when soccer came into, the phrase soccer came in, but yeah. It makes it really confusing when you have American football being played. You're seeing some of the BC Lion banners as we're walking down the street here. That would be these orange banners across the street. That would be our American football team. Of course, they're a Canadian-based team, but they're playing the sport that would be called American football. Totally different from soccer, in which is actually called real football almost everywhere else in the world. It's absolutely right. Bay still gets confused about that too, because Bay pronounces it as soccer as football as well. So we're walking underneath the stadium right now. I was gonna go up so you can see there's part of the stadium there. You can see a bit of the infrastructure. 2 clicks and we're back to normal. But these bridges will take you over to the stadium and the stadium grounds. And it's called the Rogers Arena when the Canucks are playing, or BC Place when the football team is playing. And that would be American football. So it holds a few different names. Then across the street, we got a little bit of a conference center over here. This would be the Plaza of Nations. That was developed for the Olympics. Oh, you have an ice hockey team in your province. That's good to know. Very, very cool. It was a little colder this morning. It was around 10 degrees when I left to go to my course over at Robson Square, which is now done. Okay, but I did wear a plaid shirt over top of my t-shirt, so just opening that up. I cool off a bit. Have I ever been to Europe? No, I haven't been to Europe. I'm not a frequent traveler like some other people. Just never had the need until, I met my partner. But I have traveled all over Canada because I used to guide camping trips and canoeing trips and kayaking trips and mountain biking trips and all those adventure sports and stuff like that. Rock climbing. Used to do all of that stuff. So I've seen a lot of Canada, and Canada's huge, so you can only imagine. There's part of Rogers Arena over there as well. And we'll cross Griffith's Way here. Yeah, it's really big. It's a lot like, you know, like China's really big too. Oh, we're walking along Pacific Boulevard. So like, yeah. Yeah, just like you have in Europe too. Like Europe is starting to become like multiple countries, but also one country itself with the European Union. So yeah, every region, every country is different. Every province here in Canada is different. Different cultures. Like Ontario's not so happy that Daniel Smith in Alberta won. But that's Alberta. That's Alberta's choice. That's not Ontario's choice. So why should they have to listen to Ontario? They're still gonna bitch and complain. Because they want to see the world their way, and Alberta wants to see it their way. I appreciate both provinces. Over here is the Canucks team store, so you can go into the team store. Doesn't look like it's open today, but when it is open, you can go in there and get jerseys and stuff like that. Oh, you've been to France, Germany, Switzerland. Oh, you've been all over the place. Very cool. I'm gonna cross the street here. Just gonna show you over here. Next to the Plaza of Nations, which is right there. The local casino, Edgewater Casino, is right there too. So if games of chance are your jam, there is a casino right here in downtown Vancouver you can go to. It's not my jam, but you know, I have some friends that enjoy that, so I always tend to point it out. Haven't actually been in there though, so I don't know much about it, just that it exists and that it's there. So generally if my friends do take me, I'll just go there and have a few expensive beers and enjoy myself. And just hang out and chat, you know. Usually the casinos have some live music too, so there's always something to do for people that don't actually want to gamble in there. But so long as you're still spending some money, more than happy to have you there. We'll walk over along this place. So this would be the Concord Pacific area. A whole lot of parking spots, but this is where Vancouver Pride is going to be this year. There's still going to be stuff over on the Davie Street area, but the majority of Pride is going to be over here in these different parking lots and parks. And there's the arena back there, and that's good because it'll give them a central location, because sometimes it isn't always easy to get over to you know, Denman Street and English Bay Beach and Sunset Beach. But like we're right by Stadium Chinatown Station and Science World, Main Street Science World Station. So two major stations that people can get off on over here. So good connections. Here's one of the Concord Pacific buildings right here. It is a construction company, but it's also that builds condominiums and stuff across Canada. But it's also, ooh, I'm on the bike path. Give me a sec, let me get off the bike path. Okay, I'm off it. They also built a really nice park down here, so it's cool. And we'll cross the bike path here and we'll walk onto the walking path. And there's Science World right over there for you folks. So we're down by the edge of False Creek here. You can see some, looks like dragon boat participants. Or Coxswain 8 canoe in the water right now. And you can see lots of people out today, just enjoying the trails by the water down here. Now we're far away from Granville now. We're over by Science World and Quebec Street. Very close to the East Van border. Still technically downtown. There's Science World for you. It was built for Expo. One of the expos in the 80s, I believe. So Expo 86 most likely. You can do the fact checking on that. And this would be the Seawall Trail here. One of the longest recreational trails in the world. Just give me a sec, folks. I'm just gonna take off my sweater. I'll put down the camera for a sec here for you. Give you a little view over there. Just gonna take off my bag. Give me a minute. Woo! Hot day. Hot day. Not as hot as Toronto though. Nowhere near as hot as Toronto. Best Kevin says, have you ever visited Expo 86? Nah. I wasn't here when Expo 86 was here. Did travel through this area a little bit later though. So we did get to see Science World in its glory just a few years after when I was a kid. So it was pretty cool back then. It doesn't have the same kind of glory and spectacular that it does have, but it's still an impressive building. Like, that's cool, you know? Big silver dome. And there's some good exhibits inside there and stuff. Here's the other park. This is where the main Pride events are going to be. In this park right here. And this would be the Concord Pacific Park. You're going to have an epic view of the mountains, of course, because you can see those back there. So Pride, with an epic view of the mountains, I am so excited to see what that's going to turn out to be like. Yeah, the original part of the SkyTrain line is right around here. And it came out of, you can double check because, you know, sometimes when I read these books and stuff about Vancouver, some of the stories and facts are conflicting with each other. So it's always good to go back to Wikipedia. It's a good source that aggregates. There's the Expo Line train right now. Going down some of the original part of the track. And then the other original part of the track is the Terminal Ave part that heads on over to Commercial Broadway Station. You can see a whole bunch of people over here today. Wow. Really, really nice. This would be Creekside Park. There's actually two Creekside Parks in Vancouver. There's one over in East Van as well. Let you look that up on the map. And this is the downtown one. It's got a nice green space. You're overlooking Science World. It's the end of False Creek right over here. This is where it ends. The inlet. And then you got these really cool benches, and there's on top of the pointy parts here, there's lights, so it lights up at night. Very cool. Sometimes the lights are working, but what can you do? What can you say? I don't have control over public infrastructure. Still cool. So down here is the walking path, and then up there would be on the raised part is the bike path. You can see all the bikers going by. So, cyclists. And then if you do have kids, there's a park over on this side. We're gonna walk past the park, and I'm not gonna focus the camera on the park. Okay? So if you have kids, this would be a really good place. They got a really high slide here, and a lot of my friends who do have kids say they enjoy taking their kids here because they can take them over to Science World, they can take them to the park, and always gets a nice ocean breeze over here. So very, very cool. I'll keep walking here. Walking along the seawall, just exiting Creekside Park now. Looks like we got some farmers market signs up here. Maybe we'll see a farmers market today. Farmers markets are starting. I didn't get to film it yesterday because I was really tired. We had a 2-day intensive course at Robson Square for business executives. My company paid for me to go there, so I was just flat out tired. But today, now that the course is done, I can breathe, I can sigh, and I can say, well, you know, come out and do this. Yeah, we got we got the farmers market right over there. Let's go check it out. Very cool. I've never live streamed a farmers market before, so this will be fun. This one would be one of the smaller farmers markets. If there is any live music, I don't have to talk over that, but if anyone's playing any music that's copyrighted, then I might have to talk over that. Just give you a heads up, and that helps Google recognize that it's just background noise and not included in the actual video. Yeah, Dutch Kevin, we'll head on over to the market right now. That's what we're doing, so definitely. Oh, I got a busker over here getting started. Very cool. I'll let them warm up. So this would be the Science World Farmers Market. This goes until from 2 to 6 p.m. There's Ginger Aki. So you're going to see a whole bunch of businesses that go to all these different markets, but you'll also see other ones too. Hey, how's it going? What are you selling here?
Selling microgreens, power greens,
Oh, awesome!
nutrition.
Come on over, buy their stuff. Here's, oh yes, they got, oh, look at these donuts. Look at these donuts.
All gluten-free
Very cool. Here is bottled condiments. Cool. Nice to see you. Very cool, very cool. Oh, she's got some really beautiful pottery, so worth coming. These guys got food in a glass jar. You can make a good meal prep out of it. All this stuff's really good quality, so it's good to come down here to these farmers markets. Yeah. I used to play the banjo and the guitar. I don't play it anymore. I focus more on the ukulele now. Had a Jake Shempirical moment, but that's me. Just look at all this stuff. Here's some honey from Golden Meadows Farms. And Resurrection over here. Oh wow, cool. They got gin and they got rye and they got whiskey. Very, very cool.
24 and 32.
Here's one of our buskers. There's always a busker over here. Hey, he's just getting started, so I'll let him just get started. And the farmer's market tent. Now there's more to the farmer's market, so let's just go check that out. It's just along here, over here. So we'll walk on over here. Yeah, Dutch Kevin bringing a guitar or banjo with me would always be a nice idea, but I do already have a big rig when I'm doing live streams, so you gotta watch what you carry when you're out here. Here's another picture of Science World for you folks. Oh, here's the market over here. Let's head on over and check out a few more of these things. So, Casa de Nata. I don't think I'm going to be able to get in there. There's too many crowds around, but they do pastries, and they are so delicious. So delicious. Eden Fresh Farms with their microgreens. Okay. You can get flowers from 8B Flower Co. here. Oh, these are different from the typical ones you see. It's only 20 bucks.
We grow them all here.
You grow them all here,
Yeah,
eh?
in Langley. In
Oh.
our farm. 8 farm.
Yeah, so Langley isn't that far away, so this is pretty much local. Thank you. Here is the hummus. They're really good. It's worth checking out. Of course, I'm going to say that for everything, including the kimchi stand here. I've tried a bunch of this stuff. Oh, fresh strawberries. Oh. Here's Baker's Breakfast Joint, and these steamed buns and bao and stuff like that. It's good to come down here, and they got pretty good, decent prices. Snow Goose Brewery. I'm now set right here. Hey. Pastagio. I'm not pronouncing it right, but they got pasta. Here's their prices. They're actually pretty good. Look at that. Mushrooms here from Whistler Harvest Farms. It's mushroom hunting time still, so you can find some really good farms here. I'm just going to go around. There's another influencer here taking some photos. So Mike and the Mermaid making their baked goods. And over here is the Drunken Chocolatier. I've never seen you before. This is very cool. Are these filled with alcohol?
Not all of them. Some of them, yes.
Some of them. Oh, cool. So you can come on over and check this stuff out, folks. Spend some money over here. Thank you very much. We'll swing by the food trucks and then we'll keep going on. So this will be happening on Thursdays from 2 to 6. So come on down, check it out. You can check out Vancouver markets online, and they aggregate all of the markets together just in case I got the time slightly off, so you can double check it. Make sure if you want to get over here, you can get over here when it's open. Okay. There's the Bounty Bakers. Enough said there. They tried them. They were really nice. Hey, nice to see. Vancouverites being the awesome people they are. And this is nami. And they got bami. They do like pork belly, sushi fried chicken. Pops in your mouth. So we're down here now in the Olympic Village. A lot of these buildings are either built or renovated, so the Olympic athletes could come here in the 2010 Olympics. So we'll meander on down this way over to Olympic Village Square. Okay. Just gonna walk on the shady side, so just let me cross the street here. So we'll check out Olympic Village Square. And there's different shops in the area. We're going to walk past the Tap and Barrel, which is a local restaurant. There's businesses. There's a few coding hubs in here too. So if you're into computers and you're looking for a job, a few of the coding businesses over here are hiring. So it's worth checking out. And a little further up on Quebec Street and Yukon Street, you got Hootsuite as well, which is another company that has an app where you can aggregate your YouTube and your Facebook and your Instagram and your TikTok all together and post and schedule stuff. So it's a really handy app. Of course, you got to pay for it. What is the typical Vancouver specialty food? And Dutch Kevin's asking for. Here's a taste of Italy over here, folks. See, it's pretty busy. Nice to see. And over there, that's a Tap and Barrel over there. You can see those also on Granville Island. That's pretty packed. So we're crossing Salt Street. And this would be Olympic Village Square over here. What's a Vancouver specialty food? Definitely say Vietnamese banh mi. Vietnamese banh mi over here is the bomb compared to other Vietnamese banh mi I've had. Look at that giant bird sculpture. Very, very cool. Then on the other side you got another one. And this is called The Birds, and it was created in 2010 for this square in the Winter Olympics that were hosted here. And then if you do live in the area, there's a London Drugs right over there. That'd be a cross between a Walgreens and a Walmart, or a Canadian Tire and a Shoppers Drug Mart. You can get everything from a computer to a kayak to your keys cut in there. And Doritos as well, which is my favorite Mexican pop that's over here. We'll continue walking through the neighborhood. I'm going to show you one of the patios for craft over here. So if you were looking for a nice beer, this would be another really great place to come. This would be Craft for Torontonians. You're more than aware of what Craft is. It is a chain. You can see it across Canada. I believe there's some crafts also in Edmonton and Calgary. So for the West Coast fans, you're most likely aware of that too. I think IJ Annie has shown a few back in the day. It's just a nice big patio. Very busy, very, very busy. You can see even if you have a dog, you can just take one of these side stands and just tie it up. I don't have a real big problem with that if you're on the outdoor patios. We'll keep walking down this street. We're heading over to West First Ave. Oh, a little Scottish Terrier walking by there. My parents had one of those on the farm back in the day. It was really good at catching groundhogs. Of course, you'd have to stop it before it killed the groundhog, but that's another story for another day. We're on Manitoba Street right now. So across the street here. And keep on walking. Over here between First Ave and Second Ave, you have different shops and restaurants, especially here on Second Ave. You can see there's a bubble tea shop over here. There's a whole bunch of restaurants along the strip that we're going to be coming up to on Second Ave. Mainly on this side of the street. The other side tends to be a little more industrial, so you can see where the lines start to blur. As we go up the hill as well, we'll walk through a little bit more of an industrial area, but it's gentrifying. So there's restaurants and breweries and other things coming in there. And breweries are really usually a sign of gentrification. So you can see there's a Faux Queen Express over there. They're really good. And Honolulu Coffee right here. So this would be the intersection of Manitoba and West 2nd Ave. And we'll cross the street. I don't think I've live streamed up Manitoba, so let's go live stream. It will be a bit more industrial and I'll have less people, but at least you'll get to see it. Okay? Oh, John Beaver, you've never been to Vancouver, but you like watching it. Well, when you're able to get over here, if you are, you're more than welcome to. We would love you to spend your money here. Well, if you can't make it, well, at least I can give you a little slice of it so you can enjoy it. So thanks for coming along for the ride. It's appreciated. Give me a sec. There's a little bit of an uneven sidewalk here. A lot of these trees have gotten a little older over time and they're starting to raise the sidewalk. So just gotta watch where I put my feet. And you can see we're in the industrial area because we got Rack Attack over here that specializes in bike racks and stuff like that. And then across the street, the old Paludo's flooring factory is closed now. And of course, these spaces are starting to get scooped up by what? Breweries. A lot like Portland over here in this area, there's usually a brewery every single block in this area just above the Olympic Village. So very cool. We'll keep walking along the street here. Here's the Alsco factory. They do linen and uniform services. And there's a new building being built over here for AbCellera. And they're an AI company in biotech. So it's worth coming over and checking it out. And then over here, here's Laura's coffee shop. Nice little coffee shop. And AbCellera is another one of those technology companies that's coming down here so they can have a big space to work in. All you need to do is pop up a few tables, put a little nice interior on it, and Bob's your uncle. They're part of the art and science mix that's happening with scientific design. This would be Custodios here. Go ahead. I was just worried. No problem. Just being courteous. That's who Vancouverites are. Courteous people. Nice mural over there. Very, very cool. It says, "Wish you were here." Like the Pink Floyd song. Hey, I wish you were here now. I'm not going to sing the rest of it. I don't have the greatest singing voice right now. So we'll continue to walk up Manitoba Street here. And across West 5th. West 5th is where you can find a few of the different breweries. And if you want, I did do an exploration over here on West 7th and West 8th a couple weeks ago. And I passed a few of the breweries, so you can see some of those in that video. Just gotta go into the back catalog. Here's Dominion Blue. It's a graphics company. You know, like big signs and stuff like that. So you get your signs done if you have a store. Here's the old Lonsdale leather store. Just want to make sure it's clear. Across the street, this would be West 3rd we're crossing right now. Or maybe West 4th, can't remember. Sorry folks. We are coming up to one of the parks over here. Coming over to John Rogers Park. With the Elizabeth Rogers Garden. Yeah, downtown is far away. Downtown's all the way over there now, across from False Creek. Good point. But we still got palm trees. Yeah, this part of town's great. It's full of a lot of different interesting stores. Very cool. Looks like they're starting something here. This would be where a lot more of the locals hang out. So if you're into figuring out what the locals do, and this would be one of the areas to come on over to. We're gonna cross West 7th here. And we'll cross Manitoba. John Rogers Park is a very popular park. You'll see a lot of people just hanging out on the hillside. You get a really nice view of the mountains if you're sitting on the hill. If you're sitting below the hill, you won't get as good of a view. This is the Elizabeth Rogers Community Garden. A lot more flowers and vegetables in there. People tend to like growing flowers in there, but you can find people growing things like dill in there too, so it is what it is. Here's Rogers Park for you. John Rogers Park. See how people are enjoying themselves here. Just hanging out. Some people will have beers over here. It's not necessarily allowed, but if you just be responsible, no one's really going to stop you. Yeah, a lot of these streets in this area are just named after other provinces and territories. There you go, right there. You can see the people. Just going to walk into the shady section here. And I'll show you the mountain view in a sec, but you can see a little bit of it right now. So people come on over here and they can watch the mountains and just chill out. You also get a nice view over here. And then you're also just hanging around other people, so you don't feel so lonely, especially if you live by yourself. It's a great place to hang out with friends. A few more people having beers. Again, not a problem if you're behaving properly. So just drink responsibly and don't get rowdy. And here's the Indus truck here. They do things like parada wraps and stuff like that. They're really good. So come on down, spend your money here. And then there's a Milano coffee shop right over here if you want to get a nice cool drink. Six weeks before you're going west. Yeah, that would be like around 2 months, just like you said. Yeah, you'll enjoy it over here, Dutch Kevin. You'll have some fun. Some good experiences. There's some more people just hanging out, enjoying the shade of the park. Yeah, the weather isn't as hot over here like it is in Ontario right now. Like B-Win92 was talking about, so yeah, it's a little nicer, it's a little more stable, the weather right now over here. So we'll pop up here. This would be West 8th and Columbia, and we'll go down right up here is West Broadway, so we'll head on over here. Yeah, once you're over here, you don't have to worry about night shifts anymore, Dutch Kevin. Staying up late. Well, it's appreciated you're staying up late and enjoying it, but yeah, gotta run on West Coast time. Even though there's not a lot of talkers on my channel, there's usually like 40 to 70 people checking out the live stream, so it's interesting. Usually they'll pop in for a few minutes and pop out. and then pop back in. Oh, they're cooking dinner and stuff like that. The Wade Street. Cool. Well, we're over here at West Broadway now. Let's meander down West Broadway. West 8, wait, yeah. That's cool. We'll see if that catches on now that you said it. Sometimes it does. There's a whole bunch of Vancouverites right now hoping that the old Nordstrom in the Pacific Center downtown becomes an IKEA. And I think that would be really cool. We get an IKEA in downtown Vancouver like we have an IKEA over in downtown Toronto. That would be the perfect thing to take over that space. Of course, they're going to have to compete with other places. Here's one of the local quasi-legal shroom stores. Not really legal, but cops don't seem to do anything. There's me. Hey, folks. If you are going to try shrooms while you're over here, if you are over here, just ask them a lot of questions. They want to know what your questions are so they can give you something safe for your body chemistry. Okay? Because they're trying to legalize the market. I'm not for or against it, but, you know, if we can legalize it, then it's not on the black market, and that's at least better. Yeah, I like IKEA meatballs, but not the veggie balls. Don't seem to taste as good. That's just my opinion. You can like it or lump it. There's a local No Frills. That's Jody's No Frills. That's a really good No Frills if you're into things like paradas. That's where you can get really good parada deals. And that would be the South Asian bread. And then here's one of the local gyms. So you want to go to the local gyms and check it out. You see how busy this gym is. Like, look at these people. Like, you'll see my reflection here. But look, they're enjoying it. Really good. If you do a boxing or mixed martial arts, there are mixed martial arts over there. It's a really good workout. And you don't have to fight if you don't want to. You can just go there and work out and learn some skills. We'll see how the sunlight is here after we fall out of the shade. It's not that bad. Pretty good. And Dutch Kevin saying Sweden is not far away from here. Can go to car through Denmark. Oh, cool. So you can go from Holland to Denmark and then over to Sweden. That's very cool. Yeah, I heard there's a big bridge there or something like that too. Goes right across the ocean. Saw that in one of their they have some really good mystery TV shows over there that I used to watch on Netflix. So yeah. Hey Quad Mods, nice to see you too. Yeah, just having a nice little walk out here right now. Walking along West Broadway. That's Kevin's confirming the big ferry and big bridge. Very cool. Yeah, just enjoying West Broadway Street here. Did come from all the way over in the downtown to Robson Square, so anyone who's just joining the stream right now, you can go back and check that out. Okay. Just gotta catch my breath for a sec, folks, because I've been doing a little bit of talking. So we're coming up on Cambie Street here. So Cambie Street's one of the busiest intersections over here on the west side of Vancouver. just because its location next to the 99 UBC line and the 99 boundary and commercial Broadway buses, and of course behind this 99 bus here, when it pulls away, you'll see Broadway City Hall Station right on over there. And also you can see other buses, like here's the 17, that'll take you downtown, but that goes all the way along Canby Street. So you can go all the way south on Canby. And then over here, there's a whole bunch of businesses just for the locals over here on this strip, so worth a gander in down here. So we're at the intersection of West Broadway and Canby. Oh, sorry, turn, let's cross. I think we can get a little bit of a mountain view here. There you go, folks. Gonna just dip into the shady side over here to help improve the image just a little bit. But I'm really liking this Google camera on my Google phone. It's really holding up well with the glare and stuff like that. So, very cool. Really impressed. We're walking past Pablo Japanese Bakery. They haven't opened up yet. They'll be opening up soon. They're just waiting for the city to get around to do its regulations and stuff like that. And it does take the city a little bit of time to get around. They're a lot slower, but that's just bureaucracy. For you. Here's my local London Drugs that I go to. It's pretty hot in Toronto, eh? Yeah, BWin92 was saying that too, Quad Mods. So I feel for you guys right now. Especially if you don't got air conditioning. I know not everyone can afford it, so feeling for those folks as well. So we're over here. I'm gonna wait for the UBCB line, but anyways, folks, thanks for coming along. I'm up to my 1.5 hours, so I'm gonna have to cut the live stream here, but thanks for everyone. Dutch Kevin, BWin92, John Beaver, Quad Mods, all you folks. Thanks for coming along today. If I missed anyone, my apologies. But I'm gonna end the stream now, and I'm gonna talk to you folks later. So if you missed anything, feel free to go back in the live stream and check it out, and have a good day, okay, folks? So, yeah. I'll live stream soon too, because my data's going to reset very soon. So, cheers. I'm pressing the stop button. I'm hitting the check mark and live YouTube stream. See you later, folks.